These are the 5 best matches in WWE history that nobody talks about. From technical masterpieces to amazing in-ring storytelling, this list has a 5-star masterpiece for everyone. Starting off this list, we have one of the most underappreciated matches in the history of the WWE. And the match I'm talking about is Rowdy Roddy Piper versus Bret the Hitman Hart at WrestleMania 8. This match is one of the best examples of in-ring storytelling I've ever seen. The story of this match is the old guard versus the new guard. On one side you have Rowdy Roddy Piper, the guy who's been loved for ages, and on the other side you have Bret the Hitman Hart, who's still up and coming but is truly beloved by most of the fan base. And in the match, this story is used to perfection. The story of the match is the crowd is kind of getting sick of Rowdy Roddy Piper and he's jealous of Bret Hart because he has the fan base behind him, not realizing that Bret Hart is in the same situation Rowdy was a couple of years ago. So going into the match, Rowdy would be the old guy punching up at the sky, not realizing why he isn't the one beloved by fans. And even though he's a face, the fans still love Bret more, even though Rowdy has given everything he has to them. And there is one moment in this match that tells this story perfectly. Rowdy Roddy Piper would go for the bell, and he would try to strike Bret with it. But in the middle of trying to strike Bret, he would look around. He would be looking. He would realize that all these fans who are now booing him for doing something so not like him, they were once his fans. They were once the people who put money in his pocket. And that moment of realization on his face, where he just takes the bell, drops it onto the floor, helps Bret pick himself up, and they continue the match. That's just such a perfect moment of in-ring storytelling and possibly the most perfect one I have ever seen. Of course, the story is much more expansive, so if you want to see it in full, please make sure to watch it. Cesaro vs. John Cena is a 5-star classic that happened on Raw. Not on a pay-per-view, not on a PLE. On Raw. It was on July 6th, 2015, and it was in the middle of the John Cena US Open Challenge. And the fact that we got this on free TV is amazing, truly amazing, because this was truly a masterpiece. John Cena would sell Cesaro's hits like they were some of the biggest, strongest hits he's ever taken. And Cesaro himself looked like $1 million, and that's not just because of John Cena selling for him. He truly, whatever he did, looked perfect. Whether it was a springboard uppercut or whatever else, everything looked perfect. And again, the match in whole, amazing. Even Dave Meltzer, a guy known for hating WWE and hating John Cena, gave it 4.5 stars. Do you know how good a match with John Cena in it has to be for Dave Meltzer to give it 4.5 stars? If that doesn't make you go watch it, I don't know what will. This was also the peak of the US Title Open Challenge, the peak of Cesaro. Everything in this match was just perfect. Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels ladder match for the world title at No Mercy 2008 is one of the most overshadowed matches of all time. And it's overshadowed by their match they had later on at WrestleMania. But this match is no joke. It's probably my favorite ladder match of all time. It was just brutality. There wasn't crazy stunts. There wasn't nothing like Edge or Jeff Hardy would do. But it had brutality. You could see the hatred these men had for each other. And it really felt real. No other way to explain it. It just feels real when you watch it. It's amazing. It's pain. It's both men slapping meat. Even though none of them are huge, it felt so brutal. It felt so brutal. And the end as well. It was no slow climb to grab the title. The end as well was gritty. It was brutal. You have to go watch this match. You just have to. Before we get into the last 2 matches, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment. Doing any or all of those would really help me achieve my dream. Thank you. One of the most technical matches WWE has ever seen came at Over the Limit 2012. And that was, of course, John Cena versus John Laurinaitis. I'm kidding, of course. Of course, I'm kidding. That was one of the worst matches of all time. I have no idea how that match main evented above this. Because this match we're talking about is CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan. Peak of CM Punk peak of Daniel Bryan, one of the most amazing in-ring spectacles I've ever seen. And both of these guys, some of the most technically gifted guys the WWE has ever seen, came head to head, and it was brutal. It was amazing. It was submissions, it was chain wrestling, a technical masterpiece, really a technical masterpiece. And the storytelling of CM Punk thinking he's better than Bryan at stuff Bryan is great at, and Daniel Bryan thinking that he's better than CM Punk at stuff CM Punk is known for. Amazing in-ring storytelling, amazing match, truly one for the ages, and I have no clue how this match is buried under so many others. I don't know how people don't talk about this match enough, especially with how much it was robbed of the main event. I have no clue, but you guys, if you're watching this, you have to go and watch this match if you like good technical wrestling. And for our last match, we have the best example of controlled chaos WWE has ever seen. And the match I'm talking about is the 6-man tag team match between The Shield and the Wyatt family, which was a match everybody wanted. And usually with matches that everybody wants, they don't necessarily deliver. But this one delivered and more, no matter how much we were expecting at the time. This match delivered even more. At the time, both of these groups were unbeaten, they were monsters on the rise, and the Shield were the coolest act in WWE, and the Wyatt family was this cool, mystique thing that no one really knew what it was about. But what it was about is great wrestling, because these two groups gave it their all, and it was chaotic, it was brutal, but it never felt like it went out of control. It always felt structured, not chaotic, but you never could predict what was going to happen. There was no titles on the line, there was no stipulations, it was just a match for pride. And boy did it deliver. Bray Wyatt was directing the traffic, Eric Rowan was striking, Luke Harper was intense, you had Roman Reigns, the up-and-coming star, you had Seth Rollins, who was flying around like a man possessed, and you had Dean Ambrose with his unhinged energy, and all of that, no matter how different from each other, went amazingly together. Again, if you haven't seen this match, of all the matches on this list, you have to go and see this one. And if you're a new WWE fan who has no idea where to start, these are the 5 must-watch matches in WWE history. Go check it out.